Hello, everybody. I'm trying to get my camera. There's my camera. All right, cool. So I wanted to walk you guys. You guys are remote, or if you're one of my kids from my class watching this, trying to get yourself caught up on how to do steps one, two, three, and four in the "How do we fix it" essay. This is the same thing that's posted on Google Classroom. Let me show y'all where that is, though. Where it be? Where it be? Where it be? Down here. How do we fix an essay? As step one. And this is where the instructions are. Um, you can pull it up. You can look at. I'm not going to walk through it. I've already posted a video on how to do step one, but I'm going to show y'all how to do steps one through four right now. So check this out. We in class we kind of talked about um, Darth Vader thought he was doing the right thing by joining, helping the Imperial Galactic Empire and the Death Star and being able to wipe out planets one planet at a time with the big laser. And we know he was messed up and doing the wrong thing, but he thought he was doing the right thing. And like Thanos trying to wipe out half the population of the universe, we know that's sick and twisted. He kind of knows it's sick and twisted, but he's willing to do it because he thinks he's doing the right thing. We kind of talked about Hitler thought he was purifying the human race, and as sick and twisted as was the Holocaust, he thought he was doing the right thing. And we know Magneto, the main character of the Magneto Testament, is going to grow up to be, or Max, the main character of the Magneto Testament, is going to grow up to be a supervillain. But he thought like when he grows up, becomes an adult, he thinks by wiping out humans, he's doing the right thing. Anyways, it kind of leads to the idea of how do we make the world a better place. So what we did in step one, you probably saw this step one video in class. We brainstormed 10 things that we knew was wrong with the world, or 10 things we thought would fix the world. Okay. And my first period did, my second period did, my third period did it. And we took all those great ideas they had, and what I did was I kind of made kind of like an eighth grade friendly list. If I scroll up to this week, it says, "How do we fix it?" Brainstorm results, and you'll see there's a Google Doc that you can see. Um, I'm gonna zoom out on this just a wee lossy. Um, so what I did, I took all. What's going on with the screen? Something's going on with the screen. I don't know what, but I took all the great ideas they had and I put them together like COVID-19, college debt, invasive species, diet culture, police brutality, deforestation, global starvation, pollution, mass shootings, climate change, addiction, littering, gas prices, uh, um, inappropriate use of social media, access to clean water, all sorts of stuff. But those are the options you can pick from for your essay. I don't care which one you pick, you're going to pick one of those. And what we did though, step two, we hadn't even gotten to this part yet. Step two was, let me pull this up. You guys at home do not need to send me this part. I trust that you did on your own. And step two was we took a sheet of paper, we folded over a bunch of times, we numbered it one to five, and we came up with five topics that we thought was a serious issue and why we thought it was a serious issue. Now, this is all part of the brainstorming process, trying to figure out what you're going to write about. So, like in class, let me show you what I did in my first, second, and third period. So, this was my first period and did climate change. And it says I just need to come up with two or three sentences why I think it needs to be addressed from my personal connection. Okay. So I said climate change because it's heating up the earth and Will Hicks hates to wear shorts. I'm just being silly there. And I just kind of said if the polar ice caps melt, it's going to drown out my haters on Instagram. And I don't want that. I was just kind of silly with that one. My second period, I did cyberbullying. And I said, cyberbullying is a serious issue because my sons have been bullied before online, and it hurts even the toughest people. One of my former students cut herself because of cyberbullying. And that's true. I had a girl that I taught years ago. She was cutting herself, and she was cutting herself because she was being cyberbullied, and it was just making it worse because kids were noticing, so they're bullying her more, and she needed psychological help and she got the help that she needed, and she's doing just fine today. But it was a direct connection there of cyberbullying and her cutting herself. So that was, why I wrote that down. In my last class, I did bullying. I just said bullying should be handled because I got bullied a lot as a teenager and it made me dislike school. Bullying gave me low self esteem. There, boom. 2 or 3 sentences. I just explained my personal connection right there. So that was step two. You only got to do that 3 times. I'm going to trust that you guys are doing it. I don't need to check it or anything. Here in class, I kind of checked them off, but it wasn't for a grade. Okay. Step three is what we did yesterday. Step three, we went through, we tried to find reliable sources that supported our topic. And this one I've marked up that says you will need to find 3 online sources that agree with or support your argument. So, again, you don't need to send this to me. But what we did in class, this is the paper we used. I put my name was Miguel Medlin because I'm Miss Medlin's identical twin brother. Not really. She was in the class when I did that. And I did that just to be funny, mess with her. But I wrote down my topic right here, so I'm going to do this with y'all. My topic is going to be bullying. Okay. All right. Okay. And what I got to do is I got to find 3 online sources about bullying. Okay. For each source, I'm going to write down the website, the author, the article. So let's do this together, bro. I hear bra all day long, so I'm like, bro. Let's see here. Let's say bullying is bad in middle school. Can't see what I can find there. All right. So I know for a fact that this is one of the articles I pulled up. So bullying in the early teen years. And as always, if you don't have an author, you don't have a reliable source. You've got to have an author to have a reliable source. So, bullying in the early teen years, I can just kind of scan it. It looks like this is something I'm going to be able to use that supports my cause that bullying is bad. So, this is what I'm going to write down. Let's see here. Website number one, or source number one, the website is Very Well Family. And the author's name was Sherry Gordon. And the name of the article is Bullying in the Early Teen Years. Early teen. No. All right, there we go. That's all I had to do was write down the website, the author name, the article. Okay. And now we have to find 2 more sources just like that. Okay. Remember, if you do not have an author name, you do not have a reliable website. Okay. You gotta have an author. One thing we talked about in class, y'all, when you Google something, you'll see the green check marks. That means it's been verified. Okay. That doesn't mean that it's not reliable. It just means it's been verified. Okay. It doesn't mean that it's gonna lack author name. It just that website is like an official website. It's not somebody's blog or anything. If you see the question mark, it means it has not been verified. That doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it has been verified. Okay. So you're kind of going at your own risk, figuring out if this is reliable information or not. Okay. It doesn't mean it's bad. And then you'll see sometimes it has a yellow or orange X. Again, that doesn't mean it's bad. I found that a lot of times the orange X means you're going to read about somebody's opinion. Now, somebody's opinion does not mean it's a fact. It's somebody's opinion, okay? But I mean, there's so many things on the internet now that's all opinion, and some people take it as facts. Some people are aware that it's opinions, but just because it has a question mark or orange X or a green check mark does not mean is there good or bad source. The green just means like it's an official website. A lot of times the question mark means there's not sure. It could be like a blog or something. A lot of times the yellow check mark just means you're going to find some opinions in there and not facts. Okay, so just know what's going behind it and checked it for opinions or checked it for facts yet. It just means that there are opinions on there. Okay. So it doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Doesn't mean it's a great thing. It doesn't mean it's a bad thing either. So you just take that with your own cup of tea and you decide what's best for you. Um, let's see here. How does bullying affect a student's academic performance? Ooh, let's see here. Ooh, it's got an author name, public school review. Let's see here. Oh, this is gonna have some good stuff for me, bro. So again, I'm gonna write that down. That's my second source. I can go in and say, how does bullying affect the student's academic performance? By Kate, I think it was Barrington, and the article name is Public School Review. Okay, so I'm gonna do that 3 times. Again, you do not need to send this to me if you don't want to. I'm not checking this for y'all as a grade. Okay, the kids that did it in class is great for them, but you remote kids, you do not need to send it to me. I'm gonna exempt you from it. What we did today, we did step 4, and step 4, not 4, but 4. Develop 3 arguments, and this makes you angry. Develop 3 arguments in favor of what you're trying to prove that will make the world or humanity better. Use sources you found in step 3 to assist. Okay, so, and I will see that sheet on the back of that right there. Let me show you what I wrote for my education. If I could find that sheet of paper, that'd be great. I just had it, I swear. I swear. By the moon and the stone and the star. I just had it. I just had it. Well, Sammy Davis. My lights just went out and I'm scared. Let me turn my lights on. There it goes. All right. Sometimes I'm sitting in here by myself. The lights go out and I get scared. All right. I just had it, y'all. I promise you I'm not going crazy, but it looks like I'm going crazy. Oh my goodness. I just had it because I sat over here and I said, okay, I'll need that in a second. And now it's gone, baby, gone. Here we go. I found it. Ah. All right. So let me show you what I did. Thesis. This is what I'm trying to prove. Bullying is bad for your mental health. That's what I'm trying to prove. Okay. All right. Here, let me do this one. I think my handwriting's better. Excuse me. I said the world will be a better place without bullying. Okay, that's my thesis statement. What I'm trying to prove. Okay. So what I'm going to do is come up with 3 arguments I have why we should get rid of bullying. Okay. Now I haven't backed these up yet. These are just my predictions. Bullying increases chances of suicide, which I think is true. The more kids get bullied, the more likely kids or adults will consider suicide. Okay. I don't know that for a fact though yet. I need to look it up with the sources I found in step 3. Okay. So once I look it up and I find a quote that says that, I'm going to write it down right there and then write down the source. Okay. So it's being backed up with a statement from another article. Okay. Because I believe that, but I need something to show everybody that I believe that. Okay, so I'm going to back my argument up with somebody else's information. Okay, argument number 2: I think the bullying lowers your self-esteem. I know every time I've ever been bullied, it lowered my self-esteem. I'm assuming it's probably happened to other people. So I'm going to go through those 3 articles I found, find a statement that supports that. I'm going to write it down, write down the source, just like that. Argument 3: bullying increases dropout rates. I assume that if somebody's being bullied, they're more likely to drop out of school. I don't know that for a fact, though. What I'm going to do, go through my articles I found, see if I can find something about that, write it down if I do, and write down the source. Does that make sense, y'all? Holler if you hear me. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm creating my argument, and then I'm going to find statements that back up those beliefs right there, okay? The last step is a counter argument. So, like, the common conception is bullying is part of growing up. I heard that. You probably heard it. We've all heard it. Bullying is just part of growing up. Okay, so that's the counter argument. Okay, so same thing. I'm going to find a statement claiming that. I'm going to write down the source. Okay. Um, if you got any questions about steps 1, 2, 3, and 4, holler at me. This is the hardest part. Is this part right here? Steps 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we'll go from there. Okay. We're going to start writing the essay tomorrow, though, in class. That's Wednesday. We're going to go from there. So Got any questions, send me an email. I'll holler back at you. And if not, I will talk to you soon. Have a good one.